Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for watching today. Today we are back with another Funko Pop unboxing for you. And this time we're going to be taking a look at some of the newer Funko Pops for the Book of Boba Fett. This is actually wave 2 of the Book of Boba Fett Funko Pops. And funnily enough, this wave actually has no Boba Fett Funko Pops, but some of the other characters that did show up in the series are some pretty cool ones that were made into Pops. So I'm still excited to show some of these off because there are a couple ones that I think are really awesome. And so this new wave has 6 new Pops, and we actually have 5 of them because for some reason the last one was not showing in stock when I was trying to get all of them, and for some reason, I feel like it's the least popular character, but it was the hardest one to get. I don't know what's going on there, but we will show up the 5 Pops that we have in today. The first figure that we're going to be taking a look at today is going to be the Mandalorian. And of course, in the show, the Mandalorian does show up to help out Boba Fett. We even have a couple episodes where he goes off on his kind of own little adventure without Boba Fett, while Boba Fett's just like hanging out or in the back of the tank or something like that. But this is definitely a pretty cool figure here. So we have Mando standing there, and he actually has something in his hand, which is the wrapped up armor that he's going to be giving to Grogu that he gets from the armor. So that is definitely pretty cool. He melts down his spear to then make into armor for little baby Grogu. And the armor that he has on always looks great. That helmet, definitely one of the best looks in all of Star Wars. And then next, of course, we have the little guy, Mando's baby Grogu. Of course, Grogu in the Book of Boba Fett was away from Daddy Mando for quite a long time until they got reunited when Mando went and brought him the armor. And so in this pop, he's actually wearing the armor. Definitely pretty cool. And Grogu has the ball from the knob in Mando's ship as well. And it's really adorable the way that he's holding the knob there. And then you see right inside of his jacket, he does have the silver mesh for the actual Beskar armor that he has on. So that is actually pretty cool. Now, it is interesting, the shade of Grogu's skin is a lot lighter in this one compared to the other Grogu Funko Pops. It might just be an updated design, but for some reason, in my opinion, it's super light green. Let me know if you guys see that differently. And so when Grogu was away from Mando, he was training with Luke Skywalker, who of course took him at the end of Mandalorian Season 2. And so we have a pop of that. We have Luke Skywalker with Grogu. And I absolutely love this one. I loved seeing Luke in this season, even though it was a little bit weird with the CGI. It was pretty limited, but I think they did a really good job, especially the way that they did like all the training sequences. I thought was a lot of fun. I wanted to see a whole lot more of that. I could have done like 2 hours of just training between Luke and Grogu. In this pop right here, we have Luke sporting his black Jedi attire, which looks great, especially with that black glove over his severed hand. Then he has like a little baby carrier to carry Grogu on his back. And look at that small little tiny Grogu just peeping out behind Luke. That is absolutely adorable. And the next pop that we have is one of the characters who joined Boba Fett's crew at the end. And this one is Chrysanthemum, the big Wookiee Chrysanthemum, who was super cool. He was badass in the show. I loved seeing him. Now this is actually the second pop that they have made for Chrysanthemum. Going back to San Diego Comic-Con last year, they did make a flocked Chrysanthemum, but then they announced this later. And you would think that it might just be like the same pop, but it's actually a little bit different. He does have a blaster in his hand, along with that really cool looking gold armor with the spiky shoulder pad. That actually looks pretty sweet. And in terms of the color of his fur, it does look a little bit darker on the common looking one versus what the flocked one was, but they normally change color up a little bit for the flocked one. But I think this one looks super cool with the blaster and everything. And now our last figure that we have for today is definitely my favorite out of all of them, because this guy is just so cool. This is Cad Bane. He did show up, of course, in the Book of Boba Fett, to face down with Boba Fett. We got to see him a couple different times. That episode where he shows up and he's going against the Marshal Cobb Vanth and he duels him, I thought that was such an awesome scene. It was so cool seeing him. It was a big surprise when we saw him show up in that moment. And then, of course, him showing up at the end to face Boba Fett and have Boba Fett face one of his old guys that he used to work with as a bounty hunter. Really, really cool. And this pop is actually really amazing. Has some great detail. I think they did a really good job with that blue skin. A lot of times with different color skin, they don't do a great job, but they did awesome with this one. And he looks different enough from the other Cad Banes as well to distinguish it. He does have the blaster in his hand, which gives you that old look, kind of pistol look in an Old West. I like that. And his outfit is really cool. And then especially with the hat that he has on as well. Just a lot of detail like on the side of the hat with the gold trimmings and everything. I think this one's definitely pretty sick. So guys, there's our look at the brand new Book of Boba Fett Wave 2 Funko Pops. They're just starting to hit stores. I am definitely digging a lot of these, especially that Cad Bane. I'm usually not a fan of a lot of Grogu Pops, but I really like this one because he has the armor on. It makes it a little bit different. Instead of just having him hold something different, like holding a frog or holding soup or something like that, actually have him wear something different. That is pretty sweet. I'm going to be interested in this new Mandalorian season that we just saw launch. Are we going to see Grogu maybe wearing something different later in the season? Maybe get a different jacket? That might be pretty cool. Maybe some Jedi robes. Who knows? That would definitely be cool to see Grogu in something else, just to make it a little bit more fresh. But I love the Chrysanthemum one. I think he looks badass. I love the Cad Bane one. So definitely some great ones here. I did enjoy the Book of Boba Fett show overall. I thought it was pretty solid. I thought it had some good action. Has some directors that I really like too, like Robert Rodriguez, Rick Famuyiwa, and of course Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. I love those guys, so I did enjoy the show. It was a little bit slow in the beginning, but as you get to the end, and especially when you rewatch it, I think you gain much more of an appreciation for it. So it's not my favorite Star Wars show, but it's definitely really enjoyable. But now, guys, I do want to throw it over to you. What do you think about these new pops for the Book of Boba Fett? Which one of these have you added to your collection? Are you planning on adding them? And which one is your favorite? And also let me know what you thought about the show Book of Boba Fett. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? How does it kind of rank in your Star Wars shows? Let me know what your guys' thoughts on all that are in the comments down below. And of course, if you guys have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also leave a like in this video as well if you enjoyed it. And of course, you can always hit that bell to be notified whenever we have new videos drop. But thank you guys so much for watching today. And as always, we'll see you again real soon.